Hey guys, what's up? It's Rygar the Destroyer, and today we're going to be looking at the Ahsoka Tano figure from the Clone Wars. But before we take a closer look at this girl, let's go ahead and take a look at the packaging. This was from a fairly early wave of Clone Wars figures, so it's kind of older style packaging, but it does have a nice picture of Ahsoka up here on the corner. On the back, you can see a picture of the figure itself. Picture of her from, I believe, the Clone Wars movie. And here is a description of the figure, if you'd like to read that. Down here at the bottom, there are the other figures in the wave. So let's get back to the figure. She is pretty small. She stands about 3.5 inches tall. I mean, and that's appropriate because she is like, I don't know, like 12 years old or something in the movie. And for a figure of her size, she's fairly well detailed. On her face, they got all of the paint done really well, especially around the eyes. And the sculpture of the figure itself is done fairly well. She did come with a couple accessories. They're fairly good ones. The first one is a lightsaber, which is to be expected, of course. And it's very well detailed. I was impressed by the paintwork they did on this, especially in the handle. So that looks nice. And she came with this backpack, which is always nice because you can use this on like clone troopers or something. So that's pretty nice. And finally, you get Stinky, Jabba the Hutt's son. And he's actually articulated. He's got swivel shoulders on both sides. And again, very well painted for a figure of this size. Let me show you how big he is. About 3/4 of an inch, a little bit more. So, I mean, like, this is the tip of my finger. It's pretty dang small. But they did do a nice job of that. And he does fit in the little backpack here. His arms fit right into those notches right there. So they did design this very well. And you can get this backpack onto her back. I mean, it does look a little bit awkward, but if you play with it enough, I guess you can make it look pretty good. So let's get back to the figure here. Like I said, they did a pretty good job on the sculpture of the actual figure, but the articulation is not that great. She's got just a ball joint in the head, which is fine. Unfortunately, she has the like tentacles that do limit the articulation just a little bit. But, you know, what are you going to do? That's the design of the character. She has ball hinge shoulders with a pretty good range of motion. They do swing 360. And then down here, she just has a swivel. And I guess I kind of understand why they did that. You know, the elbows or the arms are just very thin, so you might not be able to get a nice joint in there, especially one that's durable, you know, for kids, but it is a little bit disappointing. She has just a swivel waist, and then she's got swivel hips with a really good range of motion. The cloth cape here hides the articulation well and doesn't impede the articulation, which is nice. She's got ball hinge knees, and unfortunately they molded the little peg there in the dark brown plastic of the shin here, so that stands out. I don't know why they wouldn't have done it the same color as the pants here, but they did. And finally, she's got ball hinged ankles. See, that one's a little stiff. And they have pretty good range of motion. Very small, again. There's my finger. It's very small. She does have peg holes though, even though they're so small. So I would say, you know, if you're a fan of Ahsoka, this is a pretty good figure. You just have to keep in mind that it was fairly early in the Clone Wars, so there wasn't a whole lot of articulation. But they did do a nice job of capturing the character. So, you know, if you like this figure or this character, I would say go ahead and pick it up. But just tell me what you think in the comments section below, and I'll see you later.